Well, hello there, everybody. It is a Tuesday night here in the Mile High City, and I am back with a long overdue deck tech. Still around, still loving Magic, just need to get around to doing one. So, tonight we've got Aurelia the Warleader. And for those of you out there who do not know who Aurelia, she is a 6 casting cost, 2 red, 2 white, 2 colorless angel on a 3/4 body. She's got flying, vigilance, and haste. And whenever she attacks, after the first time, there's an additional combat phase, which you untap everybody and attack again. So, yeah, very cool commander, very cool. There's a couple different, ways you can use her in commander. You can kind of go the Voltron route, where you load her up with, really sweet equipment, and you attack, and you're basically getting double work out of your equipment since you're getting 2 attacks a turn. Or you can go the blink route, the flicker route, and you attack with Aurelia the first time a turn, and then you blink her out. She comes back into play, and that resets her as a creature, and then you can attack an additional 2 times. So with blink, you could potentially get 3 attacks out of her. So really crazy fun stuff you can do with her, and that was kind of what inspired this deck right here. So let's kind of get into what we want to do. The first package I'll talk about is always the ramp package. I've got about 10 ramp spells total in here. I built this deck probably about a month ago, and in looking back, I probably need to invest in some just basic ramp spells for red and white. I mean, I'm running a lot of stuff here, but red and white, you're pretty much running artifact ramp. So I'm running a decent amount here. Probably could be running a little bit more. But yeah, like Jeweled Amulet, totally suboptimal. But hey, got 19 decks or something right now, so this is the world we live in. Running a Voltaic Key. It has interaction with other cards beyond these 2 mana rocks right here, and I have ways of tutoring it up as well. So it works good with Grim Monolith and Basalt Monolith. So that is the ramp package. So what do we want to do with Aurelia? Well, the first thing I mentioned earlier was you can go the equipment route. So depending on kind of my opening hand, that really decides which way I'm going here, if I'm going blink or if I'm going equipment. Pure Steel Paladin, essential equipment card in white, because we're running quite a bit of artifacts with the equipment and the artifact rocks. So we can get Metalcraft online pretty easily, and that really helps with the equip costs. And then I have a couple of equip tutors here, equipment tutors, with Steel Shapers, Apprentice, and Gift. And then we go into the equipments we're running. And this is generally the first one I go get if I don't have it in my opening hand. I tutor this guy up. Why Sword of Fire and Ice? Because, well, it's the best of all the swords in my opinion. You cannot overstate how important it is with card draw. With Aurelia attacking twice a turn, potentially 3 times if you have all the mana to equip her, you're drawing 2 to 3 extra cards a turn with this guy. So beautiful card, beautiful art, beautiful frame there. Love it. Next best one, Sunforger. Again, it's got the awesome tutor ability of going to get a Swords to Plowshares if you're on the spot, or something for removal if you're on the spot. Also, it can go tutor up the blink effects that we've kind of talked about already. And that +4, +0, totally great. Like, you slap that bad boy on Aurelia, and she's 7/4, and it only takes 21 commander damage to kill somebody, and you're getting 2 to 3 attacks a turn with her. So, totally sweet. Love the Sunforger. And next, we're kind of moving on down the line with the stuff that's decent, but obviously Sunforger and Fire and Ice are preferred. We won't spend too much time talking about that. I have a Darksteel Plate in here. I have some support creatures that use this card, and I've also put it on Aurelia herself. And lastly, I'm running a Paradise Mantle. For some weird reason, I always kind of get this on some of my support cards or my blink cards, and it kind of acts as like a little Birds of Paradise for me. So works all right. The next thing we want to do, the next package we're going to talk about, are the blink effects. So these are cards that are going to trigger into the battlefield or leaves the battlefield effects. The first one we got here is pretty sweet when you have a full board. Basically blinks everything in and out. And then we've got some kind of more targeted blink effects, but all good stuff, all works. Fantastic Voyage. No, it's the Voyager staff. We just love to sing the Coolio song because we're a bunch of 80s, 90s idiots. Anyways, Flicker form, more blink effects here. Splinter Twin, triggering enter the battlefield by creating a copy. Otherworldly Journey, and Tanos' Coffin. Very underrated in EDH. This card basically can spot remove another player's commander. It can hide your own stuff if a board wipe's coming. Very resourceful, very good. The next package we're going to talk about here are the cards that with enter the battlefield and leaves the battlefield. This is stuff that we want to blink in and out with all those spells we just went over. With my man, the recruiter, the Imperial recruiter, basically he's the king of all these guys in my opinion. He goes and he tutors up power creatures with power 2 or less. So who does he get? He gets Kiki-Jiki, and Kiki-Jiki then creates copies of him, and it's a trickle effect. And we just kind of keep working down the line here. You'll notice that most of the creatures here are like power 2 or less, so I can get them with, I can copy them. I'm sorry, I can go tutor them up with a recruiter. So we get some ramp and some card draw with Solemn, Court Cartographer, ramp. Revelark, obviously a bit more stronger than 2 power, but still can do some sweet recursion effects with that with Blink. Flash Cat, just bailing your dudes out if they're in trouble. Avalanche Riders, basically just land destruction. This dude is very resourceful. You control 2 planes or two mountains. You know, he can potentially come into play if you've got all 4 of those lands and wipe a targeted artifact or enchantment. So very, very cool stuff if you're blinking this guy. Flicker Wisp, obviously a great card in any blink deck. Wall of Omen, white card draw. Restoration Angel. God, I just love the art on this card. It's totally beautiful. And you know, we all know what Restoration Angel does. So, Sunblast Angel. Love this card. I tried so hard to not play with it. I don't know why. I just had a thing where I was like, is this card even good? And this card has bailed me out so many times. It's wiped a board of 40 plus tokens. It's taken down an Earl with 3 or 4 totem armors and enchantments on him. Like, this card is totally nuts with blink effects. So love the Sunblast Angel. My girl. Geisthonored Monk, okay, decent. Sun Titan, again, more enter the battlefield effects, duplicate, totally great, and Stoneforge Mystic getting those beautiful equipments that we love. Next up, I've got about 2 minutes left, so I've got some utility stuff here, some spot removal with Swords to Plowshares and Path and Chaos Orb. My play group's totally awesome, they allow Chaos Orb. Enlightened Tutor, go get some ramp or go get some artifacts. Gambles, same kind of deal. Legion's Initiative, totally great in Boros because it not only pumps your guys, but it prevents if they're about to get wiped. It prevents it from being wiped. Card draw with Wheel of Fortune and Meant to the Meek. And Mom, gotta let Mommy? Capricious Efreet. Again, some targeted removal. Our Giving Archaeologist, go get our artifacts out of the graveyard, our Chaos Orbs, our ramp, our equipment. Totally good in this deck. Gisela, yeah, Gisela doesn't need an explanation. She's just totally amazing. Hellkite Tyrant, obviously very good in EDH because it grabs artifacts from opponents. Hoarding Dragon, Artifact Tutor, Ollie from Cairo. He's just going to throw Darksteel Plate on this guy, and you're good to go. And this dude, who doesn't do anything and is going to get cut. Last up, I have my land package, which is essentially 38. It's what I run in every deck. And looking at this, I'm not going to spend too much time talking about this. I'm only running 4 non-basics, which probably explains why I'm having a lot of issues with the land ramp in this deck, or the land mana fixing in this deck. So again, 38 land in total. So there it is. With 20 seconds left, that is my Aurelia deck. And yeah, hope you enjoyed it. Seasons Beatings is what we call her. Yeah. If you enjoyed the video, leave a comment. We'll talk to you later. Thanks, guys.